Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Cordae. Make sure y'all check me out on the Bootleg Kev podcast ASAP.
Bootleg Kev Show, special guest, my guy.
What's up? Long time no see.
The superstar Cordae.
What up, Kev? How you feeling, bro?
Good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
I was just telling Dwight the story about the time me and Head went to the Kanye event.
Yep.
We ran into you at the bus, little bus where you had to catch a bus in Hollywood.
Yep.
And you were by yourself.
Dolo.
And you had just moved out to LA.
Probably a day or two before, like,
and
fresh.
I think you had come on the show before that, but it was like you were like just like enjoying the LA shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
brand new. It was the Kids See Ghosts.
Yep. And we took a bus there, and like, yeah, it was a pretty crazy. That was a crazy ass night.
Yeah, it was a vibe.
And I think I tweeted you were signing the waiver, and it said good music on it.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of you signing.
Oh yeah. Cordae signed the good music. That was a real thing. That was a real thing. People thought I was signing the good music.
Yeah. So what's up, man? How's first of all, congrats, because the album is incredible.
Thank you, bro. That mean the world to me. Appreciate that.
It's as dope as the first project was, I feel like you leveled up with this one. I feel like it feels more cohesive. It feels just more personal. Like,
thank you, bro. Thank you. That means the world. Appreciate that, for real.
You took your time.
Yeah, I did.
I feel like you could have followed up within a year with the way the last album went. But yeah, I feel like you really took your time with this project. Obviously, you gave us like an EP. You gave us some taste. But like, what was for you, like, was that on purpose to like really not rush the sophomore album?
Yeah, now it was a string of things. One, this pandemic, right? I'm really a touring artist. Like, I make music to perform it. And two is like, I always wanted to sort of set myself up to where I have a expectation of taking my time with albums. It's not an expectation, but it's just pacing myself career-wise. I know I could always deliver a high quality album every 2 years. If I would have dropped the album in 2020, like back to back right after Lost Boy, it wouldn't have been good, in my opinion. It wouldn't have been at the level to where I needed it to be. And so I had to live a bunch of life, honestly, to talk about some new things, and go through some shit in order to express that in the music. And it wasn't a purpose. It's funny though, the day that Lost Boy came out, I remember I told Ace, I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like another 2 years before I drop another album. He was like, nigga, what? And I'm like, all right, you gonna see. But it's not like I'm just sitting there for 6 months and then I'm like, okay, I got a year and a half left, let's get it done. Like, I'm working every day.
The whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. But I just didn't want to rush it and just put some shit out just to feed the algorithm. I just wanted, because I know I will look back like 20 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, however long it may be, and be like, I'm so glad that I took my time with this album, versus I'll regret it more if I just rushed and put out an album versus I took this time out, all this time, and creating and cultivating this album and putting all the energy, all my effort into it, versus just throwing some shit out, rushing it out just to put it out.
Plus, if we think of like the all-time greats, right? We think of like Kendrick. We think a lot of these guys, Nas, like, they took their time these guys take their time. Like,
for sure.
Cole's not dropping every 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. It's a couple. Everybody got their own path.
Jay for a while.
He come every year.
Every summer. Jay-Z, when I was a kid, it was... But, Jay-Z's the greatest of all time.
For sure. Everybody got their own path. And it's not like I'm looking at like a Kendrick blueprint, or like, okay, Kendrick dropped 3 years in between his first and second out, or 2 years between his first and seventh out. So it's just what naturally, how I progressed. Like, I recorded hundreds and hundreds of songs, but I knew what I wanted to say, what point I wanted to get across. And I just wanted to make a complete, cohesive body of work. And I knew I just wanted to take my time, not with like actually creating, but with just finishing everything up.
No, I feel like over the last couple of years, we've seen you in the studio with so many people.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh shit, he's in with oh man, like, how much music did not, like you said, you recorded hundreds of songs. Like, how tough was it? Because 12, like, obviously there are songs that were already out. Yeah. But like, when the album came out, you said press play from 1 to 12 consecutively. Yeah. That's how I want you to listen to the album.
For sure.
How hard was it to keep it so tight? Because, it could have been 20 songs. It could have been
For sure. Not as hard as you think, because every song that's on the album, as soon as I recorded it, I knew it made me feel a certain way. I was like, yeah, I really like this one. It was 2 songs that I left off the album 3 songs that I really, really enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to deluxe them or just wait and save them for a whole new like body of work or a whole new idea, just put it out there, whatever. But it was 3 songs that I left out that I really like loved. But at one point in time, every single song that's on the album was like my favorite song that I made at the time, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And they just happened to fit together.
It's dope that you put Freddie on the album, because you guys also did the record with Nas for Spotify. What's that for Spotify?
Life is like, it was for Spotify. Life is like a dice game.
Right. I'm super. You know what's crazy? I was really hoping you and Benny would have worked together. I put you guys on a text like a year
Benny, Butchie. I rock with bro. Heavy.
But to get you and Freddie, to have him on the record, how was that? Like, how did your guys' relationship kind of grow from maybe that Life is like a dice game to him hopping on that joint?
To be honest, like I don't like to say things are more than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Freddie it's always just been a mutual respect as fellow artists and peers. And whenever we see each other, it's just love and respect, And he seems like from, my interactions with him, which haven't been like too many, but he seemed like a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? And even more than that, I just knew his vocal tone on Champagne Glasses would have sounded like really good.
And it did.
For sure. He delivered.
He definitely delivered. On the album, you talk about you got your pops pressure washer van.
Yeah.
Which is dope, by the way. So explain that. So your dad, you set him up with a business. You hooked him up with a little small business like tool. Or?
Yeah. He already had his business like going.
You just hit him with the upgrade.
And he didn't like call me and ask me anything. It's just something I wanted to sow a seed into his business, but it's just small things like that. That makes what I do worthwhile to me, to where I'm able to just like, okay, let me just sow a seed in this business right here, invest more, so like invest into it, and it's a dope thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like family's obviously very important to you. Yeah, it's been a big theme of both your projects. On Mama's Hood, you talk about your boy who you lost.
Yeah, for sure. I was just on the phone with his mom too, literally yesterday. Juwan Ross. I was on the phone with his mom, and my bad. I was just thinking out loud.
No, but I was just saying like that was like a kind of a crazy verse.
Yeah,
I feel like there's so many people who probably have been in that position where they got a friend who like, they like, it felt like you had some sort of guilt, like, what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Survival's guilt.
Yeah,
Survival's
like I think
remorse.
that's a real thing, and I think a lot of people go through that. So to hear you talk about it, and like I don't think like people might have expected that from you, because I think we look at you as kind of like, not a street rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like to know that one of your best friends got into a shootout and passed away, and like how that made you feel was like, a pretty vulnerable moment on the album. Was that something that like happened and you knew right away, I gotta make sure I share this with the world? Was it kind of like therapy?
Nah, it wasn't more so I gotta share it with the world. It just happened. I wrote that song the week, I found out he got killed. And this is somebody I'm with every day in high school. We play basketball together. Even when I go to college, he used to always come up and visit me, and, and all of these things. So when he got killed, man, I just felt like guilty. Like, man, I could have saved him. Like, I felt like, man, I might as well have pulled the trigger, because I could have just saved him, And when that beat came on, it just gave me like those vibes. And I say that to say that it's unfortunate that it takes, like I said, a lot of my music, it's a real life experience just transmuted into emotions in musical form. And unfortunately, sometimes it's something as tragic as that sparks a song, And it's a crazy thing, man. And it's an unfortunate part of life. Like, I lost a lot of people that I grew up with. Rest in peace, Lil Tony. Rest in peace, Fly Brandon. And one of my friends got killed in middle school. Wow. Brandon. Tony got killed right after we graduated, Juwan. And it's just so many people I grew up with, that I'm with day to day. We live in the same neighborhood, this and that. And I'm like, be a day later, I'm like, damn, we were just walking home from school together and they getting killed, And so it just really been bugging me, because it's something that I've gotten used to, people that I'm with every day and going to school with getting either killed prematurely before they're 18 years old in some cases. or getting locked up for a super long time, and it's something I've like grown accustomed to, used to where like I may not even shed a tear, you know, and it's not because I'm not empathetic or I don't love him, I don't miss him, but because I'm just so used to the shit, and I'm thinking it's normalized to me, so I'm thinking it's normal. When I'm talking to other people about it, they like, nah.
Yeah,
like,
you get desensitized to
yeah,
shit.
exactly.
I mean, keeping it with your homies, like talk about how the intro and your boy Shiloh being a part of the album, how that like kind of give people the background on who Shiloh is, and you know, he's got the interlude and the intro.
Yeah. So Shiloh, that's my brother. Like, we from and we're not blood, but we always was with each other since day one. So we always used to tell everybody we was brothers. We was both like light skin or whatever. So this is like my brother, and he was rapping as well. Like not before I was, but at the same time. But he was popping before I was.
Gotcha.
And me seeing him like that close, but he was still like super heavy in the street shit, you know, and so me seeing him like glowing up in his way, just on some straight street buzz, didn't have no manager. I was his manager at one point in time.
You were managing him?
Yeah, I was managing him because I just knew like, okay, I know how to upload shit to like a TuneCore to get your shit. I know how to monetize it, just the regular basic shit, small shit. And so me seeing him go up, that kind of, a lot of times it just takes you seeing things, especially up close, to understand that you can attain the same sort of things, even to a higher level. And us growing up together, him getting locked up for 25, 24 years to be exact for a murder, that's something that messed up with me psychologically, because I ended up blowing up or getting on the scene more so the year after he gets locked up. So I'm like, damn, if I was at where I'm at now, he might be in a whole different situation, you know. But that's why I thought it was very important to highlight where he's at, you know, on the intro and the interlude as well.
That's dope.
I was just on the phone with him, matter of fact, when I came in here.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So when he I mean, how long is he gonna be? Is he got a while or?
Yeah, he got 24 years.
Shit.
But we working right now. I'm working with he got a team of lawyers, and I'm working with Robert Rooks from Reform and a couple other guys to really put all the resources that we have now in order to get him out, as well as my dog Mac, his co-defendant, who got 30 years, another one of my dogs. So this is just trying to utilize this access to relationships I have to be able to help, especially so close to home.
Do you with what, you know, I feel like a lot of people during the pandemic, during kind of what happened like in June of 2020, like I feel like there was a lot of fake wokeness,
for sure.
A lot of predatory, you know, people were doing a lot of posting and a lot of shit just to make themselves feel good.
For sure.
It was very trendy, you know.
Absolutely. What I'm saying? Nah, that's 100% all day.
But you obviously ended up getting arrested. I think my son was there.
Yeah.
Was Trey there?
Yep. Trey the Truth. Yep, absolutely.
What is your take on that, man? Because I do feel like we see it now, right? Like there's hella shit that's still going on in the world, but
it's not as trendy this year as it was.
Because it's not as trendy.
For sure.
You'll see like a lot of artists like that, like you were like, oh, or a lot of people for that matter, like. What is your thought on that? Like, you know, because as somebody who like really sacrificed their freedom, to, you know, push against injustice, you know, does it kind of make you feel a certain type of way when you kind of notice it's like there's a lot of bullshit going on too?
You know, at first I did, because again, this is something I've been doing since I was like a kid, and you know, I'm far from an activist. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect,
right?
But I was going to, you know, Philando Castile protests as a kid, Mike Brown, and as a teenager on my own free will. And the only difference now is I actually have a platform, and I actually got a felony from getting arrested that day. Like I just got that removed, like off I couldn't even like travel overseas or anything because I had a felony.
Go to Canada with a felony.
Yeah, I couldn't, and so I just got it removed, thank God. And so I say all that to say, at first I used to get mad because I see a lot of people just doing it because it's trendy, and you know. But I was like, you know, especially artists, you know, what was the term that I used for it? It was I forgot the term I had for it, but I can't remember off the top of the head. But I forgot the term. I can't remember off. Anywho, but at first I used to get real mad at like, you know, all the fake activism, the fake wokeness, whatever, especially from entertainers and things of that nature, because I know they doing it for their own internal benefit so that people can be like, oh yeah, you a real one, you really. But then I thought about it, even if they intentions aren't pure and coming from a real and pure place, at least they are getting the message out there to people that need to see it.
Bringing more eyes to the.
That's it. Even if
cause.
you know, like, even if you're the biggest person on the planet and you don't really believe in the cause and you're just doing it from an impure place, well, at least you're showcasing the problems that we got going on in the world in general to your platform, to where people may be educated on it, want to do something about it. So I don't get mad at it, honestly, no more. I used to. And you know, it's a James Baldwin quote: to be black in America and just somewhat aware of what's going on is to be enraged all the time. And I try to stay aware of everything, but I try not to let everything get me super enraged, if that makes sense.
If you really pay attention to everything that happens,
you're going to be mad all the time.
It's going to penetrate your peace.
Nah, it is, for sure. And it does. Like, it's hard, especially, it's, again, survivor's remorse, as in, even, you know, with just my immediate circle, but just with the whole community as a whole. You know, you want to do everything and give as much as you can possibly to everybody, but it may not even be possible, you know?
On the project, you talk a bit about like signing like young, and, you know, I feel like you're one of the more smarter young artists we have, as far as, I feel like you're very self-aware.
Yeah.
You started your own label, High Level, which you got on your shirt right there.
Appreciate you. I got to get you some gear as well.
Yeah. You know, when you're a kid like you, who, I mean, when did you sign officially? I was 18, 17?
I believe so, like 19.
I'm assuming that, like, you know, you probably have learned a lot since then.
For sure.
About the business, maybe about your own contract. And I'm sure, like, with your own label, like, what are the things that you're applying to, like, being a CEO, having a label, having an imprint that you've learned from your own path to, you know, being on a major label as a young, unproven artist?
Nah, for sure. Just freedom, creative freedom. Obviously, it goes without saying, right? Allowing artists to control their own destiny, you know, and given whatever knowledge we may have, or not that we may have, that me and the team have through our, you know, years of experience to the industry. Because like, I'm not ever going to sit here and pretend like I got all the answers and I know everything, but right. I will give the information and knowledge that I have, and utilize even more than that, the resources, the relationships, the Rolodex that we've been able to build through operating at the level we've been operating at, and use that to build artists. We have our own team of in-house creatives, in-house videographers, photographers, creative directors, management, in-house A&Rs, just, and everything. We want to utilize this to build, you know, not just artists, producers, creatives, and any multi-facets. Yeah.
Do you have you signed your first artist yet?
No, we haven't. Nope.
Are you actively looking?
Man, I'm looking like crazy. Like, I can't wait to go on the road for people to come up to me and rap and pitch their stuff. Because I don't want to. It was a couple of artists that I was like very close to signing, but I was kind of getting anxious, if you will. I just wanted to sign somebody, just to sign somebody, but it would be a disservice to them.
Just breathe, take your time.
Yeah, it's no rush. It's no rush.
The right person will come to you. And
yeah, it always works out that way. Always works out that way.
100%. You're one of the few guys in your generation that's got 2 songs with Eminem.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eminem. Killed the remix on the album.
Thank you.
You killed his remix.
Yeah, right.
By the way, I'd like to point out your manager's a crazy person. He tried to tell me Eminem's one of the biggest club artists of all time.
Ace. Club artist?
He said club. Ace, your manager.
He's burnt out.
He's right in there.
Yeah, Ace is burnt for that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's burnt.
What clubs you be going to?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not, wow.
And shout out to Eminem. Eminem's, you know.
Yeah, he does stadiums,
yeah,
you know,
but he's not. Anyway,
you're not listening in the club.
I say that off to say,
well, that Akon record.
Yes, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Nate Dogg shake that. But these are also like still getting played now, but like, you know, in like, you know, bars and shit. But
yeah, for sure.
I was
whole nother story.
Nice little slight to Ace.
Yeah, he burnt.
But Eminem has obviously put his arm around you, man. He's obviously a fan of what you're doing. Like, talk about your guys' relationship, and has he given you any advice or?
Yeah. So right before I did the Killer remix for him, we had like an hour and a half conversation about just life, about music, hip hop, all different types of things. And, you know, just he's always been showing me genuine love and support very early on. And, you know, I appreciate all love and public support I get, because it's not like, you know, I'm signed to him, you know, so he doesn't have to do that. Right. I don't ever feel entitled for anybody to show me any love. So whatever genuine love and support I get publicly from fellow peers, fellow artists, DJs such as yourself and your platform as well, whatever love I get, I really appreciate that. And I say that to say he was just showing me a lot of love publicly. And we had a dope conversation. And he was just like, man, we just got to get some work in, whatever. I send you something, and yeah, we got to get something in. And I'm like, bet. And so we probably had that convo like June 2020.
Wow.
And I didn't send him the record for him to get on until like February 2021. And cause I was just like, I was trying to find a song for him, but I was like, yo, this is Eminem, bro. It's been like 10 months since like he told me he got me with a record. I'm like, let me just fucking get this shit, you know, like, and not waste the opportunity. And so I knew Parables was the one automatically, because his vocal tone fit. That's Slim Shady all day. His vocal tone fits that perfectly. And yeah, it's a dope thing, honestly.
Were you intimidated to get on that remix? Like, did you did you write harder? Does that make sense? Like,
nah, honestly, you know what? I did my first verse for Killer Remix, right? I sent it over to him and I did it, and it was more on some like 3 stacks E40 type of flow. And then M called, he was like, yo, I wanted you to be like a little more like lyrical, like on some rap shit on it. And I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever. So he had me like redo my verse on some more rap, because at first I just wanted to, because you know that song is more
not like a
rap record. Right. It's more of like a vibe sort of thing, and so that's why I gave that. He was like, I want you to, you know, like attack it, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's try that.
If Eminem asked you to redo your verse, you redo your verse
for sure,
100%. You're like, sure,
man. If anybody, you know, on their song, I haven't ever been asked that before, but if anybody asks me to redo it, because I ask people to redo their verses all the time for my song, for my album. Not all the time, but I will in a heartbeat.
Anyone on this album that you said, hey, can you do something different?
No, actually. Everybody was one and done with this, but I've done it before. Like, okay, I like this one, because I just always want to paint the best picture. Whenever you add an artist to your song, or you get added to another artist's song, they already got their canvas. It's like, what color palette are you going to add to this? Right. You know, and vice versa.
Do you feel the burden of like being like the young, like I feel like when you came out and that Slim Shady freestyle came out, and I feel like you were like a much needed breath of fresh air in the climate that was 2018, 2019. Because when was that? Was it 2019?
2018.
So I feel like you kind of like infused like some fresh air that was needed in a real, in my opinion, one of the worst fucking eras of music was like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, for sure.
But do you feel the burden of being like the chosen one, the golden child, if you will? Because I feel like that is kind of like what I think a lot of people look at you like that. Like you're from a younger generation, one of the only people who are really pushing like bars and pushing like, you know, I think a lot of just quality and real, you know what I mean? Do you feel that?
Not really, to be honest. I always just wanted to be, I just want to be me, like honestly. And it's not like I appreciate whatever.
But are you aware that people look at you that way?
I try not to think about it too much, you know, because I don't want to go in the studio with that approach. Like, oh, I got to be the savior of this. I got to save this shit. I got to keep this shit hip hop, nigga. Like, nah, that's not it. I just go in and create music. I just want to make good music, man, like at a high level. And I value good music and good songs over just like trying to bar, rap. You know, we always go, I love this hip hop shit. We always gonna get the raps off, but I'm just trying to make good music. And I say that to say I have my own expectations. I try not to live into or fit into anybody else's expectations, because that's not what's going to make me happy. What's going to make me happy is being the best person, the best artist that I can be.
What was the bigger deal for you, a Wayne feature or an M feature? Because they're both GOATs.
For sure. I don't know. They both were like huge for me at the time, especially when I did the Wayne video. Like, a lot of times, man, my new word for this year, past 6 months, is just gratitude. Just living in the moment more and just infinite gratitude. Because before it would just be like, I do some crazy dope shit and I'd be like, okay, what's next? Let's keep it going. Tunnel vision.
Sometimes you get wrapped up in like just the work that you don't even realize like
what you doing.
Yeah, I always tell people sometimes you got to stop and say, man, if you talk to yourself 5 years ago, you'd be like, what? The fuck?
Nah, for sure. And it's a balance because you can't take that and get complacent.
Correct.
And smell your own high horse too much. You're like, man, I'm the shit. I'm you know.
But you gotta appreciate it.
Absolutely. And so, one of those moments was I was at the Wayne video shoot. We was shooting Sinister. Shout out Edgar. Shout out Hit Boy for
Edgar's the video GOAT right now.
Yeah. He been doing that joint.
Shout out Hit Boy.
And so I'm looking at the video, and I'm like, oh wow, like. That's Wayne. That's Wayne, bro. Yeah. That was the biggest thing for me. This is Weezy. This is arguably, you can argue he's the best rapper, whatever. Like his that 08 run, like Carter 3, no ceilings. I mean, we can go on Carter 2. We can go on for days about this man's catalog and his impact and influences. He got too many sons.
Yo, stopping the interview. Got to tell you about our good folks at Odd Socks, man. Listen, go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code 20% off. Save 20% off some of the craziest socks. You know, they got the Ninja Turtle joints. Shout out to Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to SpongeBob. Plus, they got the Odd Socks Basics. These are my boys right here. I love these right here. You get the plain black, the plain white. Very comfortable. Most comfortable socks in the world, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Plus, underwear, y'all. Cheese It draws. Come on, what are we doing? Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code Bootleg and save 20% off. The most comfortable underwear in the world. Fuck all that other bullshit y'all be wearing on your ass. Throw all the Methicas in the trash. All that PSD shit, all that shit is all... Listen, man. Put them Odd Socks on your ass cheeks and thank me later. Was there somebody who you wanted to get on the album that maybe just the schedules didn't align or you couldn't get it turned in on time or that was really close to happening?
Not really, man. Everybody who I wanted on the album ended up on there, you know, because as soon as I make even like Chronicles, as soon as I make a song, I'll be like, because most of the time I try not to put features because it's like when it's features, you gotta, if you want to shoot a video, you gotta work around everybody's schedule, things of that nature.
Especially if it's multiple features.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but every song that has a feature, as soon as I made that song, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this person on it. As soon as I made Today, I'm like, I'm getting gunning on this joint. Wow. And these just all happen to be people I got genuine relationships with. So it's not like I'm paying for any feature, by the way. It's just straight swaps, you know?
So all of the features on the album you didn't have to pay for?
Didn't have to pay a dime for. Straight swaps.
So respect. So it's like, hey, Gunna, I got you when you need a feature.
Yeah, for sure. It's love. Because I feel like if it's just a money play for somebody, like I don't even charge anybody for features, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so if you're doing a feature, it's because you genuinely fuck with the artist.
Yeah, for sure. And so I say all that to say that, and these are people I'm actually like close with and like have like genuine relationships with for the most part. And so like Gunna, as soon as I made Today, I'm like, Gunna, this is the one. We made that joint in Australia. As soon as I made Chronicles, I don't know why, I was like, I got to get her and Dirk on this. You know, those are both people I'm cool with, like mad cool with. Every single song, you know, with Stevie Wonder, I ended up cooking with him for like a week before I got him to do harmonica.
Yeah, when you say glasses. You were cooking with Stevie Wonder for a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're in this, like...
I'm in the studio with him in person.
Hanging out with Stevie?
Hanging out with... Getting the gems. In the studio? Getting the real gems, the real knowledge. They don't make them like him anymore.
Wow. So
this is Michael, his stories that he got about like... your icon's icon, you know?
Wow.
Like, it's just the most unimaginable thing, man. Like, he talks about, like, Obama pulling up on him at the studio, like, before he was president. You know? Like, his story is just different, bro.
Nah, he's
talking about Lil Mike, you know? Like, yeah, I remember one time I was in there with
Lil Michael Jackson.
Bro, what
was the Lil Mike story? Jesus.
It wasn't... He just brings up, like, small, like, things, like he's Michael Jackson's big homie.
That's so crazy.
You got to think that. This is Michael Jackson's big homie.
And now he's your big homie.
Good company. That Virgo connection.
Was he like just a fan of yours? Like that's a... You know, it's crazy because I've seen Stevie Wonder pop out before. I want to say at an Anderson .Paak show.
Oh, dope.
But he's out. Like I've seen Stevie Wonder 3 or 4 times, like at random shit, and I just be like,
yeah, he living life, bro. He live a good life.
But he just was up on like how did that happen? Like,
so somebody from his team reached out to somebody on my team, to Dallas, I believe. Shout out to Dallas. And they was like, yo, like Stevie wanna like lock in with Cordae, and I was like, what? Done deal. So I pulled up on him, and we just started. He had me work on a record for his, and blah. So we working on it's Can't Put in the Hands of Faith. We working on his record, and like day 2 or 3, he's like, yo, if you want me something on your album, then I got you. And I'm like, I had my laptop and my hard drive with me, like, say less. I was like, yo, can I get you to play harmonica on this? Because I like using people's, like, almost, if you know Stevie Wonder, you know him playing harmonica isn't a hidden talent. Right. But to like the average just music person, they may not know him playing harmonica. Same with like J. Cole, getting him to produce R&B.
Getting him to make a beat.
You know, like I like using people's hidden talents and highlighting them. And so I say that to say, just locking in with him, like it's crazy. Like he just, matter of fact, he called me the day the album dropped. He FaceTimed me. And I'm not even trying. I'm just speaking my truth, man.
That's amazing.
I'm just speaking my truth.
Just an interesting way for Stevie Wonder to call somebody.
It's FaceTime. Yeah. He uses it pretty adept. I didn't believe he was blind when I first met him.
I feel like he's been as blind as he's been. Like as long as he's been,
for sure. Like he knows how to move.
He knows.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely blind, by the way. But he's like super. It's not a crutch for him. It's just like,
it's like Daredevil, kind of. Like you watch Daredevil on Netflix, you're like, this guy is not blind. Like
he's just he's been blind he's 70 years old. I don't know when he went blind, but he's been blind for a long time.
It probably also helps that he was once not blind,
and he's a rich blind man.
Rich blind,
like super rich.
If you're gonna be blind, you got to be rich blind.
So it's like it's so much probably like, and mind you, this is just like me inferring, me guessing. It's probably like so much technology he has like access to make him being blind like super easy because he's just like filthy rich, you know.
Facts. That's real shit.
For real. So
shout out to Stevie Wonder.
For sure.
I saw you allude that you have an unreleased Juice WRLD song.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
You obviously, I remember when that tour happened.
Yep.
It was like super early on. Like, I feel like I don't even know if the YBN mixtape was out yet.
Nah, it wasn't. It sure wasn't.
It was like how
all I had was 3 songs. All I had was
your set had to be hella short,
and 2 of them was damn freestyles. You know.
Yeah.
And that whole set was unreleased. But man, that was like, it's some real historical shit because just looking at what I've done, or just that's something I'm always gonna be able to tell my kids. Like, my first time ever touring I was touring with Juice WRLD, and this is his first tour too. So this is both of our first time touring together. That was like his
first like tour being that motherfucker. Like he was.
No, that was his first tour ever.
Yeah, it happened fast for him for sure.
Yeah, that was his first tour ever.
So was Clever on that tour?
No, he wasn't. Clever. Okay. It was me, Juice WRLD, and Lil Mosey.
Wow.
And I just be looking back, even at like the marquee, it's like Juice WRLD, Cordae under it. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, we definitely got an unreleased song.
Is that a song that you are interested in even releasing, or?
In the future, probably. You know, I never wanted, like, when he came out, it wasn't like, man, I got to put this. Funny enough, man, our last text between each other was like about the song, you know. And I say all that to say that, you know, when he passed, it wasn't like, it's not something I want to capitalize on and drop this record because I know it's going to go up.
Be a talking point.
Yeah, yeah. 1, it's a great song, by the way. 2, it's on some rap shit, but I never wanted to like capitalize off a friend's death. So if it never comes out, like, I'm cool with that.
He's rapping on it?
Yeah, he's rapping. Like,
I try to tell people, like, Juice WRLD was like one of the nicest MCs. Ill. Like crazy. Ill. Like he chose to be like a fucking do the melodic shit.
Just make super hits.
But like, golly, like, man.
Ill. Off the dome.
We be like, I remember when he came and freestyled for me and Head, I was just like floored. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, this guy's
You got to tell him to stop.
He's a savant.
You got to tell him to stop because he's just going to keep going. But like I said, it's just something that's more so like for my memories and for the archives, and, you know, God willing, if, you know, obviously when it comes to Postmas releasing music, whenever that time comes.
I'm so glad you said that word right, because I don't know how to say it. Every time I read it,
I don't know if I said it correctly.
I'm like posthumous.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I honestly might have mispronounced it.
Who knows?
Yeah,
the comments will let us know.
We'll find out later. But yeah, it's never something I want to be like, man, I'm gonna just release this. It might come out years from now. It might not ever come out. I'm just always. It's something that's just sacred to me more than anything, more than trying to just capitalize off a friend.
You are a part of like a generation of artists where your peers are dying
for sure
at like a rate that we've never seen in hip hop.
Is this more than like that 96, 98 era, right? Yeah, for sure.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
No, for sure.
Like, does that, like, I mean, I always tell, like, I have some close friends that I'll just be like, yo, you got to chill. Cause like, I don't want to wake up one day and like, you're out of town and you get shot or something. Like,
yeah, it's fucked up.
It's a wild time. Like, and I feel like you're like, I said, like, you're kind of one of the bright lights in our culture where it's like, you're not promoting certain things. You're not into a lot of bullshit. You're not stirring up shit on the internet. You're not talking about drug use, shit like that. But like is it like these are your peers, these are people these are people who you've seen at parties, like
yeah, for sure. It's sad because nobody can relate to you like other artists can. We all are our peers, like you said. We all are peers and co-workers in this ecosystem of music, and so to see people that you're on like early shows where they've done early tours, whether you've seen them at festivals or Juice WRLD was the only one I was like really like genuine close with in a real way, like really one of my closest friends. But just seeing like the Dolph situation, that broke my heart. And how many other I can't even think of everybody at the top of my head. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like once every like 60 days, it's like, what the fuck? What is happening? It's a wild time, man.
No, that's ridiculous.
So there is going to be a deluxe.
Possibly. I don't know.
Everyone does the deluxe these days.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't know. I was gonna do a Lost Boy deluxe like way like when it first dropped, before everybody. Well, I can't even say, because people been doing deluxes for 30 fucking years.
But I think Uzi kind of kicked off this new deluxe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely did 100%. And I don't know, man. I kind of just like letting the idea and the project just be an idea and what it is as a complete body of work, and just going into something new. But I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know.
You've had a lot of big moments in your career. You've been on records with big people. You've performed at all the awards. I mean, you've had some huge moments. What was the one moment that you can reflect on that you felt either the most nervous, or where you really had to like kind of pinch yourself, like, shit, this is actually about to happen, or this is happening?
You know what, man? It was probably the day I got the Best Rap Album Grammy nomination. Like, that was, and I can't wait to win them things in the future. Like, nominations are great, infinite gratitude, but I'm gonna win them things in the future.
Who were you nominated alongside?
It was me, Tyler the Creator.
Oh, Igor.
Igor won it. Yep.
Which wasn't a rap album.
I think he should have won Album of the Year.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't on
what he said after those awards is true. Like,
yeah,
they kind of just bunched him in with hip hop. I mean,
yeah, for sure. It wasn't a rap album. It was a great album, by the way.
Amazing album.
Amazing album. He should have won Album of the Year, like, for sure. But I was happy to see him win because he earned it. He's been in the game for a minute. It was his time, you know. And I was just like, the way I just got to pay my dues, bro. Like, he done paid his dues. He done put out great albums that didn't get recognized. So it was just his time. But I think he should have won at the highest level, which is Album of the Year.
I agree.
And so yeah, like I say all that to say, probably getting nominated for Best Rap Album. At that, I just remember that's the most like I lived in the moment. I was already on vacation at the time. I was in Turks and Caicos.
Wow.
And then I watched like them announcing the Grammy nominations, and I remember because they said my name last because they say it in alphabetical order. So I heard the first four names, and then I ain't hear my name, and so I was
because the YBN,
yeah, exactly. And so YBN, I was like, because I thought I wasn't going, because I just knew I was going to get it for sure. I knew I was going to get it, and then when they said my name last, my heart sunk when I think my name didn't get called, and I heard it. I'm like, let's fucking go. I didn't even care about the best rap song nomination. I just wanted that album.
Yeah, because
that's what mattered
you're a
the most.
hip-hop head, man.
Sure.
Like, out bodies of work, you want to be, you know, people get best rap song nominations all the time, but best rap album, that's a big deal. That means,
for sure, especially up against, you know, like a Tyler and things of that nature. So I was like, that was probably the most like I lived in the moment sort of moment for me.
What were your expectations? Because there's your first week numbers are out, right? And there's like a narrative that, you know, it might have underperformed. How do you feel about that whole conversation?
Man, it's funny, man, because like I don't my bad if I can. Oh, I took the label off anyway.
I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
shout out to Ralph's Water.
Right. That's what you got me drinking, Kev. What if now I'm fucking with you? Water's water, baby.
No pH levels in this, buddy.
Hey, it's all good. I used to order like 7-Eleven water from Postmates just from like just pure laziness of not going. Anywho, that's a whole different story. But you know, with the first week things, like I'm at the point in my career to where I'm not worried about no first week numbers. And I know it's fucking, oh, well, he's saying that because of, I said this with my last album. I've said it from the very beginning, you know, like I'm not pressed about no shit like that. You know, I'm worried about what my tour is going to do because I'm a touring artist, you know, so I make music to perform it. So if my tour is sold out off the album, then I know it's done what it's supposed to do. And again, I waited 2.5 years in between it without like any touring, and this ain't no excuse or anything. I'm just saying like I make music to tour. So as long as my tours are sold out,
your merch
and my merch and people are like loving the music, that's what I care the most about, you know?
Is it? Cause like, there is a truth, right, to artists these days in major situations. For the most part, do you make your money? I mean, we're going to get to how you made $7 million.
Okay, allegedly,
without dropping a fucking song. But like in general, you know, YG was just talking about he was doing the barbershop talk with LeBron, and he was saying how he hasn't seen a cent off of any of his album sales this whole time he's been on Def Jam.
Yeah.
So is it indeed like, your touring, your merch, your endorsement situations, whether it's Puma or Coach or you're fucking everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Is that really where you're getting your bread and butter financially?
For sure. Like unless you were like fully independent and you own your masters, like you're going to get majority of your bread from you know, the other entities.
Do you own your masters?
Nope.
No. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's what I was kind of alluding to earlier, because you when you sign, man, you sign young, like you sign early too.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like you've already kind of leveled up where you are mentally and kind of understood how.
You know, I own a percentage of them, but I don't. You own your masters is like
you own them
100% of them things. 100%. You know? So
the next go round, that's got to be in the deal, right?
Yeah, for sure. I gotta look. I don't want to misquote, you know, what my situation is or anything, but it's on the way, all the way.
Would you, with the way the industry is kind of moving and you're seeing like a lot of artists have real success independently, would that be ever a route that you would explore in the future?
I don't know, honestly. I really fuck with Atlantic Records, you know, at this point in time, right? But I say that to say I really fuck with them, honestly.
Like it's high level under Atlantic?
No, it's a whole separate entity.
So it's totally separate.
Yeah. Like I got full control on my own shit, like creative control on everything. It's like they just put it out. Honestly, you know,
they're enthusiastic about your shit. Like,
for sure.
I talk to everybody over there, so everyone's always talking about your shit.
Yeah, for sure, and that's why I signed with Atlantic, because that enthusiasm and that excitement and passion, you know, with Julie Greenwald, Mike Kaiser, Dallas, so many other Lon Ray. So many, Craig Coleman, all those people over there, they were like, you know, really enthusiastic and really excited about everything. And so I say all that to say that I like where I'm at, honestly. Not even on no like politically correct shit.
No,
because like if it wasn't, I'd say it. You know?
2022, the album is out. You're doing Coachella.
Yep.
Pandemic is still kind of going on.
Yep. We're still in the pandemic.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
Yeah, 100%. We just like it's just because for economic reasons that we're not shut down.
No, for sure.
We should be shut down.
If we were still shut down, it might be the end of America.
For sure. like finance, for sure, all the way.
There'd be so many people killing themselves, and
it'd be done. I'd be pissed off personally.
Yeah, I feel
I'd be like, God damn, I toured Oh right. No, like it's crazy.
So are you going to tour the album?
Yeah, I tour in 2 weeks. It starts in 2 weeks.
Starts in 2 weeks. Who's opening?
I'm not sure yet, honestly.
Oh shit! Well, I mean, for 2 weeks away, you might want to figure that shit out.
Absolutely. I was hoping for a high level artist. Honestly, that's what I was waiting for. Yeah, exactly.
Like, we gotta find somebody. In 2 weeks. Shit. Yeah. I saw that Namir was at the release party.
Yeah. Appreciate you for DJing that. You and Zach Bia.
That was a very random night because I go to the party and Ace comes to me in a panic and he's like, "I need you to DJ." And I was like, "I don't have my laptop." He was like, "Get it here." And I was like, "All right."
Damn, you must really fuck with Ace.
That's my dog.
Yeah,
I fuck with Ace. So I got a laptop delivered, and the laptop that was delivered, Nico Blitz's, was not compatible with whatever fucking DJ. It was a struggle. Well, I said that to say the album release party was an incredible event.
Thank you. Shout out Dave Chappelle.
You had Dave Chappelle do stand up.
Yeah.
He hosted. He jammed out.
Yeah.
There was a blunt circle backstage. It was him, Steve Urkel, Simba. Somebody else was there. Oh, Sada Baby.
Yeah.
It was the most random blunt circle I've ever. I was like, yo, this is Dave Chappelle, Steve Urkel, Jahil. Is it Jahil White?
Yeah, I can tell you got later that night too, man. The same day my album dropped, me and Dave went to go pull up on Kanye. And yeah.
So after the album release party, you pulled up on Kanye with Dave.
Yeah. And AB actually. AB happened to be there. That's my boy. Shout out AB. And I got the this is my first. I met Kanye before, but this is the first time I got to like chop it up with him on some like, on actually, some real conversation. Yeah, exactly. And like, this is one of my idols, one of my biggest idols. I've said it ever. For sure. Like I've said it a dozen times. And he was like, "Oh, where are you? Album just dropped tonight." He's like, "Yeah, play it for me." And he was just dope, man, just to play my album that just came out 30 minutes ago with Kanye and Dave and just kick it with him, you know what I'm saying, on some chill shit.
What was did he give you any feedback on the album or just any gems at all?
I didn't ask for it.
I just feel like Kanye's just when he talks, it's like, man, he's quotables.
He's the one. Yeah, he played like some unreleased music ahead. Like we're just playing track for track,
right.
Like unreleased stuff. And man, Ye's the one, bro. I was a lot of times when I meet like people I've idolized, I would not be too cool for school, but like, cause I'm from Maryland, bro. We used to call it like, man, you on dick, like you dick riding, whatever. And I never was the type like I meet some of the biggest people you can think of. I never asked for a pic. I never like it just be just chopping up on some human to human shit. But one of my biggest regrets was when I met Kobe, I didn't get to tell him like what he meant to me, like growing up, how much of an idol he was to me. So when I met Ye, I just had like in a real way, I had to tell him like, man, like nigga, you my biggest influence. I say that. I said when I'm in the interview and they ask, I say that. He's like, yeah, you better tell him, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I moved to LA, took a bus by myself with two 30-year-old strangers, Bootleg Kevin DJ Head, to come to your release party.
For sure.
Did you get any free merch that night? Remember we were trying to grab free merch?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did get it. Yeah, good looks. Yeah, I definitely got it. That fire merch, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Of course it's going to be fire merch.
How did the Dave Chappelle, because obviously you and Dave Chappelle are from the same region, from
DMV,
Yeah, from the DMV. Like, it's not he said on stage that you called him to come and do this. Yeah. And he came. And, he was like, yo, look, everyone have their... Nobody was allowed to have their phone out. Everyone's phones was in bags except mine.
Yeah. Wow.
And whoever else leaked that footage.
Yeah.
But in general, like, it was a very, like, he was doing it because he obviously genuinely fucks with you as a person, as an artist, etc. But how did that relationship? Like, what are the roots of you and Dave Chappelle?
Where did I first meet Dave at? I can't quite recall, honestly. Where I first met him. But again, we both from the same area. Whenever I first met him, like we birthed both Virgos, excuse me, and like he's one of my idols. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw you when you were on stage, and the way I feel like that was one of those moments where you were like, "Fucking Dave Chappelle's next to me on my album release date."
Yeah, nah, he's the one, bro. Dave Chappelle is the one, bro.
I agree.
Like not even like it's not too many people that like unequivocally who you can say they are the best at what they've done,
and he's
or what they do. He is actually the best at what he does. He's the greatest comedian of all, like alive.
Yeah.
you could argue of all time.
I would say he's top 3
for sure.
Yeah, I think it's like him, Pryor, maybe George Carlin. Anyway, but
he's the greatest comedian alive.
Correct.
Right? And to me anyway, in my opinion. But maybe I'm a little biased, right? But even before he's the greatest. But you know, the Chappelle show, even my sense of humor, man, is like super like Dave Chappelle influenced. And so we just continue to build. I would even when I was making this album, I would go up to Ohio to go see him, just because it's like in the middle of nowhere. I just get time for peace and quiet to think on things, so you would kind of away from everything.
Because he's got like a compound.
Yeah. He got a town.
He's got a little.
He got a town. Yeah, he has a town
in Ohio. Did you go to any of those comedy shows he was doing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, nice. I did. I went to a couple actually. And he's just always somebody that just show me love. He's always a phone call away, man. I'll just call him, ask him for advice about certain things and, you know, how to maneuver and how does he do this and do that. You know, like he's really like the greatest, man. Like
pulling up on Kanye with Dave Chappelle is like crazy. A fucking crazy
he and
moment.
Dave is the one who introduced us, by the way. I got to make sure I credit him on that.
Because I just think of like Kanye being on the Chappelle show, the XXL cover that Dave Chappelle curated. It was Dead Prez, Talib Kweli. I think Kanye was on there too. Anyway, do you remember that cover? You were probably a fucking young child.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah. You're a big basketball guy. How you feeling about this year so far? Because I know you're.
I'm Wizards all day.
Yeah. Addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Westbrook goes, the Wizards are good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Bradley Beal's balling.
I don't know if you can correlate those two, but Bradley Beal is balling.
And Kuzma's balling.
Yeah.
That boy Kuzma is nice.
Yeah. He has something to prove.
Yeah. You and KD got a cool relationship, right?
Yeah. I would say we cool. I'm not like, again, I don't like to exaggerate anything, but that's a homie. You know, we from the same area. He always show love and support my music. He's a real nigga.
Who is your, if you had to give me like your top 5 DMV rappers of all time, excluding Cordae, who would they be?
Okay. Top DMV rappers of all time.
Yep.
Gotta go Wale, of course. Gotta go Shot Glizzy.
Okay.
Gotta go Fat Trail.
Free Fat Trail again.
Free Fat Trail again. I did a record with him too when he was out. We got some shit together. So boom, boom. Cause those are just the 3 that kicked open the door for me. Wale, Fat Trail, Shot Glizzy, Big Flock, and Q the Fool.
Okay.
Yeah. And you gotta put Logic in there as well.
I was gonna say Logic.
As far as just massiveness, big selling records, selling out arenas, but those 5 are like the most influential to me.
You.
For sure, but you definitely got to put Logic in there for what he done and opened up the doors.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I'm thinking from the DMV that I used to really, I mean, you got a lot of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Shout out to the DMV, man. And then, of course, Cordae now. So the album is out.
You know, Rico Nasty's from the DMV as well.
I did not know
that. On a whole. Brent Faiyaz.
Oh, yeah. Brent's fucking...
Brent Faiyaz. And I'll just go on top 5 all time, you know. But Brent Faiyaz and Rico Nasty, those are the 2 people, honestly, that like inspired me the most coming out of DMV, because we all not the same age, but all was coming up. Well, they was up way before I was. They was already like, but they weren't superstars quite yet in like 2017, 2018, but they showed me, because I thought you had to be on some street shit to blow up out of DMV, because that's what everybody was doing, like, you know, the Q the Fool, Shabazz, Big Flock, Gunu, all of these cats. Shout out to all of them.
I feel like Brent's one of the more underrated guys, like when we just think of like how he came up, how he was independent, just like,
now he's the one.
His business model. First of all, the music is incredible, but
high
just
level.
Everything else that comes with like his story, like how they were just operating just so independent for so long as R&B singers. Like, we always think about all these rappers that are independent as fuck. Like, shout out to Rush, shout out to Dolph, shout out to all these independent dudes. But like Brent Faiyaz is really independent as a motherfucker. Yeah. On a whole nother level on some R&B shit.
Yeah, nah, he's one of the ones. And seeing him and Rico, they both was in they whole like own lane, you know, not following like the DMV trend, both on their own lane, doing it, executing at a high level. So those 2 motherfuckers right there was inspiring the shit out of me.
What is on the binge watch list for Cordae recently? Like, what are you binge watching at home? If you're at home chilling with the lady, what are you guys throwing on?
I don't really binge watch anything, to be honest, bro. I'm even like the day my album came out, after I linked up with Ye and after the album release party, I went straight back home and got in the studio, bro.
So you don't watch TV?
Not that much.
Little euphoria, little.
Nah, I don't. I gotta tap into that honestly. Like I'll like watch. I love the BMF series. I got to watch that. That shit was super fly. Shout out Lil Meech. Shout out 50 Cent. That shit was incredible.
You ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Nope.
Oh man, it's the funniest show ever.
I've heard that recently from somebody else.
Larry David. He's this old. He's the guy who wrote Seinfeld. So it's like a.
Bro, I just heard this from somebody.
It's the funniest show of all time.
I don't know who recommended me this, but somebody literally recommended me Curb Your Enthusiasm within the last 2 weeks.
You got to tap in.
Yeah, I must have to.
What about your favorite movies ever? Give me 3 movies that come to mind.
Okay.
Cordae's top movies ever.
Now this pornography count.
Porn movies?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm fucking with you.
About to say what? Who's this? We'll get to those. But who's your favorite porn star ever
of all time?
Of all time.
Ooh, okay. You gotta go with the Popeyes chick just for the culture because like that was just a moment in time.
The Popeyes chick.
You never seen the Popeyes jump? You recommended Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Okay.
I recommend the Popeyes jump. I don't know. Like just top 3.
We'll do the porn stars first, then the movies. Sorry.
Let's do the movie. Okay. Let's do the movies first. Let's do the movies first.
All right, top 3 movies.
Friday. This is just some ultimate just nigga shit, to be honest. But it's just my truth.
Friday's in my top 3.
It's a great movie.
Changed my life.
Great movie. Friday.
I was 6 years old talking like Smokey.
Damn, what's another movie I love? Okay, this is a random one because I just got asked this question, but Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that because I'm a history fucking fiend. I love history. So whenever people incorporate like history into some shit.
I think that's the most underappreciated Quentin Tarantino movie.
Great movie.
I was at the Comedy Store a couple days ago and Quentin Tarantino was sitting in the booth next to us by himself, fucking laughing like the guy had the loudest fucking laugh in the whole place. But it was kind of surreal to be like, oh shit, I live in LA and sometimes you go to the Comedy Store and you're sitting next to the greatest director of all time.
Yeah.
One more.
Inglourious Bastards, Friday. Can it be TV show or just strictly movies?
Give me a TV show. Fuck it.
I would say the Chappelle Show, but if I can't say the Chappelle Show, I would say Boondocks.
Boondocks is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Boondocks is up there. Okay. Porn stars, and then the interview's over.
Okay, porn stars. I can't remember. Honestly, it's been such a minute because like I used to love porn as a kid and as a teenager, but it's like a vice.
It's bad. It's really bad for you.
No. It's like after I finish, I'll be like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? I'm
for
such
sure.
a terrible human being.
That is like the most. Every time you jerk off. And you know, sometimes you got Pornhub open and you end up with like 11 tabs.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna have some credit cards get scammed and shit. Like,
and then you're like, damn, what did I?
Like what have I? Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, nah, it was.
What did I just? It's
not the wave. Honestly, like I can.
Because you never know what you're gonna get, right? Because you'll just start. Oh, this is a cool tab, like a cool thumbnail. You're like. Then you end up in a place that you didn't know you were going to end up in 30 minutes prior. And
man, 30, 45 sometimes. Like, on a, I really can't name like the names off the top because it's been a minute. I'm not just trying to be on some cool nigga shit like, oh, you know, I don't want. But I can't think of the names.
Got one name?
Not off the dome. Popeyes. I forgot her name. I can just tell you like the scenario.
It was shot at. Was it shot at a Popeyes?
At a Popeyes. This is this is culture, Kev. This is culture.
How many years ago was this?
About 4 to 5 years ago. In my prime.
This? He's a creep. You know about the Popeyes?
You know about the Popeyes.
I'll Google it right now.
Bro. I advise you Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Popeyes porno
for sure.
Just gonna go on X videos and type in Popeyes and see what pops up.
It may be on Pornhub. I'm not sure about X videos.
Shout out to the Hub.
Hub is life.
The Hub is life. Well, look, I appreciate you pulling up, man. The album is dope.
Appreciate you having me.
I was telling this to Ace. I think I had the album maybe like a week early, and I was like, dope. This cohesively is like perfect. Like, you know, front to back. Like, I feel like, you know, I love the first album, but I feel like, you know, you improved on the second one, man.
So, thank you. I appreciate that. That means the world to me.
Hopefully we got to wait 3 years to get the next one.
Nah. I'm coming. the world is back open. It's like a pandemic. I'm coming. You know, every artist has their era to where they just start dropping shit and start going crazy. I think this is where I'm gonna start doing that.
How'd you make $7 million? This is the last question.
Okay. You know, for all you know, I could have been lying, man.
I mean, you know, it was a nice flex. How'd you make, you know, less than $7 million? I mean, how'd you get in the millions without putting out music during a pandemic?
Man, just being more honestly being more mindful of my business, more mindful. Everything I do is a business expense. You know, it's a write-off. Investing in the real estate, stocks, and bonds. This is just how you attain wealth in general. Just more so generalizing my term. Not saying how I made more or less.
Right. But yeah, but like right? You're actually putting money into
in stocks, bonds, real estate. I'm not too big on the crypto wave because I would have to do a lot more research on that. But I'm super like old school, or more so with my safe stocks. I found a couple of gold mines like NIO, which is like the Chinese Tesla.
Oh shit.
And I got into the stock market at a great time. This is when COVID first happened. When
it first happened, everything was super low.
No. The Dow Jones is on the 19,000. Right now it's at like 37 or something like that. So you hit a lick. So I dumped into it. I was just like, I'm in this blessed position to have access to all this extra capital. Mm-hmm. So I just dumped in it, you know, doing certain brand endorsement deals, things of that nature. Like, I mean, bunch of fly shit.
Well, the latest one is Coach, right?
No. I'm not Coach. I'm Puma all day.
Oh, Puma. I feel like someone told me you were fucking with Coach. Maybe
yeah, I was, but you know how that shit
didn't work out.
It's not that it didn't work out, but I'm Puma all day.
Puma
all day.
What is your biggest non-rap check been so far? Don't tell us how much. Just what was it from?
Puma all day.
Fucking Puma.
Man, I ain't had to downgrade my lifestyle when the pandemic happened. I'm like, shit, nigga, we might have to start motherfucking doing swipe ups on the stories and promos and shit for this is like, I'm like, shit, nigga, how we finna do this? We ain't doing shows like shit now, but you know, Puma. I didn't have to downgrade my lifestyle at all.
That's dope.
God is good.
Are they gonna give you your own sneaker soon?
Yes, on the works right now.
Yeah, because Cole sneakers fire.
Yeah,
I feel like you gotta get your sneaker, man.
Yeah, nah, it's in the works.
It's already in the works.
It's gonna be high level.
Are you very much involved in the silhouette and the designs?
Yeah, my boy Ian Rutledge, my boy Ian Michael, excuse me. Shout out to him, has been helping on the design as well. So it's gonna be. I don't want to speak too much.
LaMelo's a Puma guy.
Yeah. Nah, Puma, and I've been with Puma like they've been rocking with me early. Like before Melo, before a bunch of, not saying whatever, but before a lot of these cats, they've been rocking with me early. You know, they was in the my location ships video was paid for by Puma. You know, so I call them like my fairy godmother, man. Like because. Puma. They treat me well over there. Like, no, even like for my the album release, they sent me like fucking Ace of Spades bottle, and like, man, they treat me really well. Like when I'm doing things in conjunction with Puma, they'll like fly me on like the Puma jet. Like I really fuck with that company, man. And even more than that, they're like very, and I'm not just saying this because I'm getting a check.
No, for sure.
This and that, because with as an artist, it's a fine line. You can't become like too brand heavy because you lose like you'll just look like you'll do whatever for $1, you know? So I try to remain like very reclusive when it comes to brand alignment with anything and anybody. And I think the less brand deals you have is more cool, because I could just, because of like who I am and the type of the lane I'm in, I could fucking be cashing out.
You'll be getting
on brands all the day.
Features.
But I be slutting myself out in the long term if I'm just taking every single brand deal for sure. And so I say that to say that Puma's been in alignment with what I have for my vision, and they're always like helping with community projects, things that I'll never like have on camera. These are things that's just for my good karma and to actually help people. They really like into the community and things of that nature. So you
gotta do a Puma commercial with you, LaMelo, and the best Puma athlete, the starting center for the best team in the NBA, DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Phoenix Suns.
You are. Shout out CP3. That's my boy.
Is he?
Yeah, that's my dog.
He's a grown ass man.
Nah, that's my boy. Like he be showing me mad love, and he's just a real nigga. Like he just
reached out, or
no. We met. How did me and CP3 meet? We met, because, my family lives in North Carolina. I was born in North Carolina. I was raised a lot in Maryland, but I
talked to Rhapsody about that. She was like, that boy's from Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. But a lot, I was born in Raleigh, North Carolina. Like my family lives in North Carolina, and so it's that Carolina connection. And he just shows like a lot of love, man. Gives a lot of insight and whatever. Like he's one of the ones for real.
He's probably the best
point guard of like.
I think he's
pure point guard,
top 5 all time. I mean, like probably the best leader in the NBA over the last like 20 years.
Bro, yeah. Every team he goes to gets instantly better. Like playoff, not even playoff.
Think about the Thunder 2 years ago.
Bro, yes,
everyone thought they were going to tank.
Yeah,
and they were a 5 seed in the West.
Like, no, bro.
What is like a piece of advice CP3 is giving Cordae?
Man, just lock in and stay working. Like, and just realize what's your goal and just stay true to yourself.
And you be fucking pulling up to these games. You flew to Phoenix to go to the finals game.
Yeah, I was at the finals, yeah. I was late for it, too. I was pissed.
I know. I was sitting like up above, and I saw you come in like...
Yeah. Like
end of the third?
No. It was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was upset about it.
I know I had Ace hit me. He's like, yo, do you want to go to the Suns game with Cordae? And I was like, sure. And then he was like, yo, he's going to be super fucking late. And I was like, well, I'm going to just get my own ticket.
Yeah.
Because I can't miss. I mean, we ended up losing that game.
Yeah, no, I was there I went there really to support CP, honestly.
You're at a lot of games, though. You're like a real fucking basketball fan. I appreciate that shit.
And, man, I'm in a blessed position, bro. I've never been to an NBA game not courtside.
Really?
Like I've never my first NBA game. No. I've never went to an NBA game as a kid. So my first NBA game was me being an artist. So I've always been courtside, bro. It's a blessing.
Something you worked into the Puma deal?
No. This is
this how you splurge?
Nah, I don't spend no money on it. It's like either a player look out or like somebody. Or just randomly call like, yo, you want to go to you know what I'm saying? So like me having just relationships with players, they be like, yo, pull up on the game, bro. I got you. That's
amazing. Well, shout out to my guy Cordae. Appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate you having me, bro. Always love. Yes, sir. Easy money. Yep.
Boom.